Hi guys, it's the start of November, which means Inktober is over. Yes! Nah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of in mourning at the moment because I really love working so intensely on a project like every day. I think it's kind of like being back in uni again. All that, managing all your time and then sorting out everything you're doing for some big presentation. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit weird for enjoying and missing that, but I don't know, I'm a nerd. What can I do? Got to accept this at a certain age, don't I? Anyway, for Promptsquad this month, the prompt was the best of Inktober. We kind of opened it up as well to include ink work in general, because, not everyone does or even wants to do the Inktober challenge, so it felt like that was the most fair way of doing it. And I mean, a lot of the wonderful artists in Promptsquad did take up other lists than the kind of original list made by Jake Parker this year. And I think that's the best way of doing it. I think it's really cool to see. I think it opens up and just creates all these diverse ideas. Kind of like Promptsquad, maybe we're bringing the two together, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to be featuring the lovely art of all our members in the second half of today's video. But for this first half, I'm going to explore what my favourite piece from the month was. Maybe try and work out why, other than just saying, yeah, I like this one. Goodbye, guys. So I ended up choosing the painting that I made for Connect, which honestly, when I first read the prompt list back in September, I really do not think that this is the word that would have resonated with me most or that I would have chosen, but here we are. I think this was one of those kind of nice moments during a challenge like Inktober where the randomness of the word and the pressure of just having to come up with something quickly really kind of just, pushes you in a certain direction or towards an idea that you just wouldn't really have thought about otherwise, and I was really glad that that happened for this day. I had this idea of kind of a vanity like mirror being a witch's telephone or maybe a Zoom call pretty quickly and early on in the day, and I think I was just maybe feeling a bit vain this month, to be honest, because I drew something like 3 mirrors this month. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know, I guess more thinking about it as I'm saying that, I kind of link witches and mirrors together. Maybe it's more like the Black Mirror kind of concept, like it's this dark and murky war, you're seeing a reflection but it seems a little bit odd. Maybe like, those old what is it? The thing that you can say in a mirror if you repeat it 3 times. I've completely blanked. You know what I mean. Everyone's going to say it now, aren't they? But that thing, it reminds me of that. It's kind of spooky and creepy and you're seeing something but not properly. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the idea. So yeah, that's where it came in, that idea. In general, that was kind of something that I did this whole month really, of constantly revisiting the same images over and over again in my art. I mean, if you followed me for a while, you probably noticed that I did reference a lot of past art in my pieces this month for Inktober. I do kind of like to add Easter eggs anyway and kind of call back to previous work a lot. I don't know why, but I guess with the daily aspect of Inktober, it was especially fun, to revisit ideas, maybe take them in new directions and as different jumping off points with them. As you can probably see in the video, I created my Inktober's this year as kind of a mix between traditional and digital, and I kind of wanted to go into my process here just briefly, because I've also done a sketchbook tour where I've gone more into depth about the process and the thoughts behind everything, which I'm going to link to if I remember to do it here. So I won't repeat myself too much hopefully, but What I did is I began with ink, both as a wash, using a brush pen, and also in just normal pens like fine liners. And then I worked the sketches that I'd done up traditionally, and then I'd scan those pieces in, and then play with the levels a bit, add some, singular colour light sources in there, and just, play around to create the final paintings. Over the past few years, I've done some full colour and just black and white art for Inktober, and I kind of like doing, a different route every year, I guess. But after a few goes at the challenge, I was kind of in the mindset of, I really don't want to just tie myself up with not just a full prompt list, but all these extra rules and limits too. I had some general ideas, and oddly, even though I was thinking this kind of way of like, don't tie yourself up and kind of keep it loose, I did end up sticking with this general style and technique for some reason. I mean, it's typical, isn't it? The one time I don't say do it, I do it anyway. So yeah, I like to end Inktober in general thinking about, what have I learned and what I want to kind of take from that and move on to in my next project. And I'd say this time round, maybe I want to be a bit more forgiving to myself and just follow how I feel with a piece and, not be too overwhelmed, I guess, when it looks ugly, because, just that's how it is sometimes. Just sometimes it doesn't work. And I don't think that it's healthy to only show when it does work, So this month, there's a few uglies in there. That's how it is, man. That's just how it is. You can pick out these ones and say, hey, I like how this one turned out. And I think that's good enough. So yeah, I think that is the part of this challenge that I want to take forward. Not being too worried about everything being perfect and just kind of going with the flow a bit more, kind of enjoying it. You'll have to also let me know, though, what your thoughts were after this challenge. Like, what did you learn and what do you want to take forward from your own work and into your future art? And then also, in general, did you enjoy this year's Inktober? Do you think that you're going to take it on again next year, or do you think you might change something up if you do? Maybe make your own prompt list? I'm going to stop talking for a moment now, just to give you all a chance to actually let us know what you think, because I just asked you like 50 questions. But it would be great to start a big art discussion down in the comments about, your thoughts on Inktober too. But for now, I'm going to let you see how this piece for Connect turned out, and I'm going to come back to show you all the wonderful art that the Prompt Squad made this month. We have a new member of Promptsquad this month, and my goodness, I mean, I'm starting to feel like you guys like have made an extra rule where if you want to join Promptsquad, you've got to do something amazing for your first prompt. Because, my goodness, I mean, if you guys do want to join, you're watching this at the moment, kind of look at my work, get an idea of how low the bar actually is, rather than what Frey Art has done. But yeah, Frey Art has created some stunning pieces this Inktober. It's definitely worth it just having a check out because it's really inspiring. I really love how his style turns out, how he captures just mood and atmosphere with very minimalistic like styling. I love minimalism in art, but it is so darn hard to actually achieve, and Frey, he just makes it look easy in his art. Definitely worth checking out his work if you haven't already, and make sure to send him a big warm hello, guys. Make sure to let him know that he's a great member of Promptsquad. T-Light did prompt-free Inktober, and her piece here is called The Wee Folk. I love the expressive style of T-Light's art and how she took on the challenge this month. All her art focuses on mood and feeling, and this piece really evokes this kind of, I don't know, like a spooky but mysterious feeling in me. I both want to explore it and I'm also a bit scared of doing so, which is a fun side of art. I mean, I really like it and I think it's really impressive that you're able to achieve that, T-Light. I mean, what do you guys think? Would you leap into this picture, go and meet the wee folk, or are you, running in the opposite direction as I think I probably would? So, Emily followed the original Jake Parker list for Inktober and created these brilliant, tattoo-style illustrations for the prompt. This piece was for Spirit. I absolutely love that Emily fused her realistic mixed with cute cartoon style for her pieces this month. The heart has this perfect mix of kind of creepy realism and cuteness with that ghost. I mean, if that isn't the best way to describe Halloween, I don't really know what is. It's both the cutest and least cute holiday. But yeah, I really like that Emily stuck with black and white in her art this month too, because it really displays the strength and graphical nature of her style really beautifully, really highlights it. Lisbeth somehow lured her cat Tiger for this glorious photo shoot with his inspired illustrations from this month, and I'm extremely jealous of her. I mean, Lisbeth followed her cat and turned his illness this month into a real positive, as she always does in her art. She always finds just positives and beauty in situations, and her art this month really kept up that tradition. Her art was inspired by the prompt list by Gel Arts, or Jessica, here on YouTube, and was this mix of cute illustrations with cat commentary and, musings, excuse the pun, but also don't, because, I took some effort there. Anyway, Zoe's art this month has been really intense. I mean, the rest of you guys, she just kept illustrating pieces where I was like, these guys have more hours in the day than me. I'm just sure of it. Her piece, her Extinct here is just spectacular. Zoe knows this perfect way of how to use colour so that it enhances her illustrations, whilst also kind of letting you enjoy all the intricate little details too. I love how the blue links into the background, but also brings out the textures of the dinosaur. It's just gorgeous. It's been a gorgeous month, Zoe. Really, big thank you. Really enjoyed watching it. Nadia followed the Black Cattober prompt list by Catweezy on Instagram with her beautiful boy Fergie. I love that Nadia stuck with pens and built up these layers of grey and black to give him texture and just life. I think we all know how hard it is to capture black cats on film, let alone in paintings and drawings, but Nadia did this beautifully with this mixtured technique and so much characterization in Fergie's expressions and poses. I really loved seeing him every day, and I don't think I'm going to be the only one hoping that he will always be a feature of Nadia's art, Inktober or not. Tara didn't follow Inktober this year. Bad Tara, bad. No, Tara won the challenge in my eyes because she just went full MVP, created this truly beautiful illustration using ink for the Promptsquad. Tara has an amazing eye and mind for colour, and often her style just emanates like a really gentle atmosphere. And somehow, Tara retained that feeling, even when using this harsh contrast of black ink within her painting. I have no idea how she did it, but she did. I am also hoping that Tara one day makes a watercolour tutorial, because her blending and colour changes are always just perfect. I can't get over this painting, but I do need to move on. So, Troy Troy followed the draw or die list for Inktober and created these unbelievably stunning illustrations throughout the month of just so many classic horror movies. If you're a fan of horror and you haven't seen them, you need to treat yourself to look through his paintings, as they are brilliant. They could be movie posters, and I have no idea how he painted so much detail, made them so iconic. I just, whatever you're doing, Troy, I need to know. Let me copy you. But yeah, I love how Troy played with these iconic images and then fused them with his own style too for each of the prompts this month. I doubt I was the only one who found his work really inspiring to see every day. Sean has a fantastic idea for Inktober this year, where he used post-it notes to sketch out ideas for each of the prompts, and then took his and everyone's favourites and turned them into full illustrations. His videos are fantastic too, by the way, so please make sure to check out his process behind his final pieces on YouTube, especially if you would like to join in his competition, which I would definitely recommend doing. Make sure you check out his latest video for the 4th week to hear more about it, as I don't want to spoil it, but enter, guys, you know you want it. So, yes, Sean's sketches, as well as his final pieces, are just so clever and thoughtful. He had some great ideas for the prompts. I kind of wish that, he kind of could have worked them all up because I'm greedy, but, that's what happens when you see the final work, Sean. I'm just going to demand more and more. I just love your style too much. Carter worked on a weekly challenge this month where he explored the poetry of Edgar Allan Poe illustratively, and honestly, he inspired me to read more work by Poe through his art. Carter also used a mixture of ink washes and pen techniques to create his scenes, and I think he did a fantastic job with his levels, as each detail is given the right amount of weight, and the composition is so nicely weighted. It's just so well done. Each illustration has done just such a lovely job of showing the story. And I was kind of glad to see that Carter chose this piece in particular for, oh my gosh, I'm going to mispronounce this, for the cask of Amontillado? That's what I'm going to guess. As I hadn't heard of it personally, okay? But I am now desperate to read it. It sounds really good, and I love his art for it. Far Photos followed the Black Cattober prompt list like Nadia this month too, but with her cat Xena. And in her illustrations, she stayed with line art and pen to create all of her textures and details of Xena's adventures. It was a lot of fun to read the stories accompanying her illustrations. It was like kind of getting to know Xena, and it reminded me in a lot of ways of like the start of a children's book series, like we're following Xena the character down all of these different adventures. Far Photos did mention taking some of these and further developing them too, which would be really cool to see, so I hope you get the chance to do it. Dave and me, I think, were kind of, on opposite magnets this month. We're on polar opposites kind of thing, because I really was not a fan at the start of this challenge's prompts. I just wasn't really inspired by them, but I kind of grew to like the prompts as they went on. But Dave was the reverse of me. Even so, Dave created this wonderful illustration for Leek at the end of the thing for our marshmallow boy Baymax, and I just love the colour choices that he did here. How they're all so bright and soft like the character, and how Dave's illustrated the air escaping using a mixture of soft pencil textures. It's just, a mood as well. It's kind of a mood too, isn't it? Because I think by the end of this challenge, this illustration is pretty close to how we were all feeling. So I really like that he chose this one. I kind of twisted Halumpa's arm this month as she wasn't able to take part in the Inktober challenge, but she did create some beautiful art and has hit a big milestone by reaching 2,000 subscribers on Instagram. So I wanted to feature this lovely spooky illustration that she created for the celebration, as it is Halloween season, and we've got to support and celebrate when you guys do well. I think it's really impressive what she did. So well done, Halumpa. Here's to, a few 100,000 more. Yeah, well done. Sakura, oh my goodness, I absolutely love Sakura's pieces for Inktober this year. If you followed her Inktovers over the years, you'll know that Sakura is not afraid of any challenge, no matter the scale. We're talking full developed novellas, we've got pin designs, you name it, she's done it. What I love about Sakura's work this month is that she followed almost kind of a set of mini-series that she set herself. As she was inspired to do them, she kind of just matched them to the prompts. And this meant that her art was really diverse and exciting to watch. You never knew, what is she going to draw today? And that was fantastic. Her mushroom girl here used gouache and was full colour, And I love how she painted her, especially the shadows and the use of colour to add depth. It's just really stunning. I really like how she did them. And it's a mushroom, so of course I loved it. And yeah, that's everyone's work who took part this month in Promptsquad. It's their best of Inktober pieces, but you know, there's so many of their work that you could have put in this video. I'm sorry I did kind of keep it just to one, guys, but I did have to show a bit of discipline because I knew this video was going to be horrifically long if I chose favourites. So, you know, I never shut up, okay, so just accept it. But I've loved following everyone's art this month, and if you haven't already, I could not recommend more checking them out, checking out their Instagrams and their YouTubes. All their links are shown in the description below too, so please go have a look. It will just be worth it, I promise you. And now for Promptsquad's next prompt. I've got the wheel ready, so let's go. Remember, if you want to add a prompt to this wheel, please comment your prompt down below and I will add it to next month's spin. And it's mine. I thought something was wrong with the wheel. But no, this one, I mean, I kind of just pulled out of my hair a few months back, and yeah, I kind of just wanted to fill up the wheel at the time, but yeah, let's hope this one isn't awful. I want to see you guys create your own original character in a piece of art. Any medium, any style, just make sure it's all your idea. I'm really excited to see the kind of characters that you guys create. I feel like this could be even more diverse than this month's prompt, if that is even possible. The deadline's going to be the 1st of December, so make sure to upload your art before then so I can get it into the video. I hope you like the sound of the prompt, and if you're interested in joining Promptsquad, then just do it, guys. I mean, I'm so lucky to have such a lovely community of artists here to talk with, to watch them grow, and you know, if that sounds like something that you would like to be a part of, then all you have to do is, you know, come join in the conversation. And, you know, if you'd like to, create a piece of art inspired by the prompt that we talked about today, the create your own OC. And if you add the hashtag Promptsquad to it either here or on Instagram, I will make sure to add it to next month's video. You can also email me your art. My address is on my About page here on YouTube. Either way, I'll make sure to add your art into next month's video and you'll get to start your art journey with us. Thank you everyone so much for creating so much beautiful art this month. It's just, you know, been glorious. I've absolutely loved it. I really don't think I would have bothered finishing Inktober this year if it wasn't for you guys, both the support that you gave us and for how much inspiration that you gave me this month. You know, it really kept me going, so I feel very lucky, and yeah, there's never enough thank yous. I'm just really glad I got to know you guys. So take care of yourselves, and I hope that you have fun creating some of your own original characters. I'll chat to you all soon. Bye.